Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you the best meta 4-2-3-1 tactics in FIFA 23 right now. Are you fed up of getting out-teamed on FIFA? Want that God squad that you've always dreamed of? Check out MMOEXP and use code ZEL at checkout for a 5% discount. Check out the link below. MMOEXP, the best place to buy coins. Okay, so here we are. This is the team that I used for the 4-2-3-1 tactics. The 4-2-3-1 is one of those formations that is a staple of FIFA gameplay. Every single year, this formation is used by top level players, beginner players, because it's so easy to pick up. And it's just very fundamentally sound. In this video, I'm going to show you my tactics, the player instructions, how I set it up. I'm going to talk about the type of players you want in each position, how I would use this tactic, the strengths, weaknesses of this tactic, so you get an in-depth look at how you actually use this and how you get the most out of it. I try to break it all down for you guys so you can decide by the end of the video, is this a formation or tactic that you really want to play? As a kind of like to clarify like where I stand on this formation, because obviously I do quite a lot of tactics videos, test a lot out. It's not one of my like top in terms of what I enjoy using or playing, but if I ever do post a tactics video, it's because I think it's very good and effective. If I post one, it means that it comes with the Zelly seal of approval, so to speak. My favourite two are still the 4-3-3-5 and the 4-2-2-2, but this one is very good, especially for new players who are looking to pick up a balanced formation that's going to help them learn the game and the fundamentals better. And then it's also amazing for people who are patient, very good at building up slowly, keeping the ball and frustrating their opponent. So let's go look at the actual tactics. So you can see here, when it comes to it, I don't use it as a more pressing tactic. So for a lot of formations, I use the defensive and attacking as the same, but in this one I do not. I don't particularly enjoy this formation as a more aggressive attacking one. This is a bit more of a defensive formation compared to others that I play, which is one of the reasons it's not one of my absolute favourites. Like I say, it's still very effective. So I only play it on the defensive. It's not like super defensive or anything. That's just the name of the game plan though. So in terms of each position, so the key two positions probably in this formation are the cam and the striker. The striker more so than other formations because he's up top by himself. So you need someone ideally here. 5-star is obviously always the aim for attackers, but you need at least a 4-star weak foot. They need to be quick because they're going to be the ones making the runs in behind a lot. They need to have good feet to hold the ball up and make things happen. Ideally good passing to link everyone together. And then obviously just the stuff you want generally, good shot, physical, all that. For the cam, they need to have at least 5-star on one skill moves or weak foot in my opinion. 4-star sure is usable, but you're already holding yourself back with that. Pace isn't as important for the cam position, but they need to be brilliant technically. They need to be able to pass, have a good shot for outside the box as a threat. For the wingers or the lamb and ram in this formation, they need to be quick. So obviously we've got a lot of pace in this team. Pace is absolutely vital when it comes to out wide in this formation. This is where you're going to stretch teams. You're going to open up more space in the middle. And you need more space in the middle when you've not got as much men there. So you need a lot of pace out wide to help deal with that. For the CDMs, for me, it's not like a few years ago on FIFA where you just played two defensive midfielders like Vieira and Kante, soaked it up and then countered. On this, yes, you can counter well. But for me, against people who defend well and don't let you counter attack easily, it's quite important to make sure that you're able to have a bit more threat going forward. So I do always generally have one CDM who can sit back and soak things up. That's Casemiro, he's like the anchor man. You do want a destroyer in there still. But then for the other defensive mid, I want someone who can attack going forward. Dirk Kuyt's very good at that as a cheap option. These two aren't like the best midfielders you could get, but they're just a good budget option in this team. Dirk Kuyt though, like I say, very good cheap option. He's going to be attacking going forward and supporting the attack. For the centre-backs, just same as usual. Pacey, good on the ball if possible. High defending, good physical. It's pretty obvious what the best centre-backs have on this game. Then for the full-backs, they don't really need to go forward that much. So more about pace, defending and physical. If they're good on the ball, that is obviously a plus. If they release a full-back that had 99 pace, defending and physical, but one dribbling and passing, I wouldn't use him. Because you can't be useless on the ball at full-back. But like I said, it's not as important in this formation. And then the keeper, just pick a good keeper basically. Pretty straightforward. For the actual tactic, the depth and width we've got quite low. We want to be quite compact, hard to break down. For the build-up play, balanced direct passing. The direct passing works well at getting it to the striker, him holding it up and linking it round. I have fairly high width in this formation because I want to stretch teams. Because there's not as many men in the middle, we need to make more space in the middle by going out wide. 6 players in box gets men going forward, but nothing too crazy. Corners, free kicks, in my opinion, don't really matter for the most part. In terms of the actual formation, like the strengths and weaknesses, we'll start with the strengths. It has all but one forward, and forwards aren't very good at getting back on this game, even if you put like come back on defense, stay back, all those type of things. Whereas 5 midfielders and 4 defenders, when you put those 5 midfielders on come back on defense, it is very hard to break this formation down if you don't attack it quickly. And if people feel like they're forced to counter-attack quickly and force passes that may be out there, they might give the ball away cheaply. But when this formation sets up shop, so to speak, it is organised and gets in shape, you're going to really struggle to break it down, in my opinion, because you have the flat back 4, and then you have 5 midfielders in front of them, especially the 2 CDMs. There's not really much space to break it down. So if you're playing someone patient, good at defending, who doesn't really make many mistakes, and they're using this formation, it's going to be very, very tough to break them down. Likewise, if you're a new player struggling, you concede a lot of goals, this might be a good formation at helping you just become a little bit more defensively solid. Another strength of the formation is, because it's positioned well, lots of players all over the pitch, it's very good at keeping the ball. There isn't really anywhere on the pitch that it lacks. 2 strikers is the weakness, we'll get to that, but that's not really how you keep the ball. Some of the attacking patterns you can get with the front 4 and then the CDMs getting involved are very, very nice and very good at breaking people down once you get used to it. I do feel it's a formation that maybe takes it a little longer to get used to the attacking patterns, but when you do, it's very nice. In terms of the weakness, the obvious one out of the gate is 1 striker. That is the biggest weakness by far in this formation. Any formation that lacks 2 strikers is always going to be a little bit poor in the attack compared to others, for the most part anyway. Like the 4-3-3-5 gets away with it because the way you can put the centre mids forward, but you can't get both CDMs forward in this because there'd be no midfield then. So that is the main letdown you are picking if you go, or taking if you go for this formation. In terms of the instructions, stay central, stay forward on the striker is the focal point. I want him there. For the Cam, it's come back on defense. That's it. That's all I do. I want them to get back and make it one of the reasons I want to use this formation, because it's defensive solid. For the Lam and Ram, come back on defense, get into the box. Get into the box tends to be they just make runs in behind. That's what I find. And when they make runs in behind and use the pace, it's very good. For the more attack-minded CDM, it's cut passing lanes, balanced attack, cover centre. For the other CDM, the more defensive one, it's the same, except for stay back while attacking. Stay back while attacking on the centre-backs like default. Stay back while attacking on the full-backs. You don't want them pushing up. You don't need them to. Keeper comes for crosses. Sweeper, keeper. But it's a pretty straightforward formation for the most part. It's very simple. It's very easy to use. But to get the most out of it, probably does take a bit more practice with the attacking pads. But I like it, and I'd honestly recommend it to patient possession players or people trying to learn the game and get better at the fundamentals. Hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. Hope you're packing team of the years left, right, centre. Appreciate your support as always. Keep it spicy. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.